Understanding how credit scores are determined. You have many credit scores, not just one. The reason you have multiple scores is because each of the 3 major credit bureau reports has somewhat different information about you and generates a unique score. But most consumers find, not surprisingly, that their 3 FICO scores are fairly similar. Credit scores change over time as your credit report changes. If you have a low score, the potential for change is good news because you can improve your score, perhaps significantly, in the weeks, months, and years ahead. The bureaus weigh current behavior more heavily than past behavior, though increasing your score is harder to do than decreasing it. To have a credit score, you need to use credit. The FICO scoring system requires you to have at least one account open for a minimum of 6 months on your credit report, and one account that has been updated in the most recent 6 months. It can be the same account. The factors that determine your credit score include your payment history. Your record of paying bills determines about 35% of your credit score. Your score decreases with a recent negative mark, with a high frequency of negative marks, and with the severity of the negative mark. For instance, a 60-day late payment is worse than a 30-day late payment. How much you owe. This factor, which accounts for 30% of your score, examines the total amount that you owe, as well as the amount by type of loan. The more you owe relative to your credit limits, the more adverse the effect on your credit score. Most Americans use less than 30% of their available credit. With revolving debt, the greater the gap between your balances and your credit limits, the better. Also, paying down installment loans, such as your mortgage or auto loan, relative to the amount you originally borrowed, will boost your credit score. How long you've had credit. Generally speaking, the longer you've had credit, the better for your score. This factor, which comprises 15% of your score, considers the average age of your accounts as well as the age of your oldest account. Your last application for credit. Applying for and opening new accounts, especially multiple new accounts, can reduce your credit score. This factor accounts for 10% of your FICO score. The types of credit you use. The FICO score rewards you for having a healthy mix of different types of credit, such as a mortgage, credit cards, and so on. Although, FICO is vague about what the best mix is. This factor accounts for 10% of your credit score.